Hi, everyone.
We'll give it a couple minutes while we wait for people to come in. And we are recording this just as a heads up. So we will be able to host this recording in case you want to watch it or send it to a team member or something like that. If you want to share in the chat where you're calling in from, say hello, introduce yourself, feel free to do that. It's always fun. Louise from 11 Depler Farm. We just launched that one in Iceland. Looks like an amazing property. Welcome.
Welcome, everyone. Hi, Dominic from Hotel Albatross. And Ryan from Hemlock Never Sink Hello. Hi,
Never
Sonia.
Sink, New York. Amazing name for a town.
Awesome property, too. Hi, everyone. For everyone just joining now.
Can you all see my screen, by the way?
I can see your screen.
Okay, perfect.
And everyone, for those who have just joined, we are going to be recording this session, so you'll be able to access it after the call if you want to look back on it, check any information, or share the recording with your team as well.
Excellent. Hello, May from the Drake Hotel in Toronto. All right, I think we can go ahead and get started. We might have more people coming in, but that's fine. We'll go ahead and say hello and introduce ourselves. Thank you again for joining us. My name is Nikki Wiesenfeld. I am a business development manager and community manager for hotels at the Michelin Guide and Tablet. I am based in Portland, Oregon, so I manage markets mostly on the west coast of the US, but I also handle Canada, Germany, and Iceland as well. So I recognize a few of you all from hotels I've been working with already. So thank you again for joining. We're excited to just tell you a little bit more about our partnership, how to work with us, and all that good stuff. Kat, I will turn it over to you.
Thank you, Nikki. Hi, everyone. My name is Kat Aid, and I'm a business development manager based in New York City. I've been part of Michelin Guide and Tablet Hotels for about 8 years now, and I oversee our partnerships in a variety of U.S. markets, including New York and the southeastern states, as well as Portugal, the Caribbean, and West Asia. So thank you all for being here, and we'll go ahead and get started then. Okay. So as a business development team, we are in constant conversation with hoteliers who are interested in learning how they can earn more bookings and ensure their hotel stands out in our selection, and really about what they can do to maximize the value of our collaboration. So to support our newest hotel partnerships, we developed this presentation to share a bit about who we are and our philosophy, how we operate, and to walk you through all the tools and resources that are available to you, along with our recommendations for success. So we'll start with some background on our story. Give me, guys. A bit of a hoarse voice today. So, Nikki, I'll go right into the next slide if you don't mind. Okay. So Michelin Guide has been around for more than 120 years now. And here you can see the very first edition of the Red Guide that was published in 1900. And at that time, there were less than 3,000 cars registered in France. So for Michelin, a tire company, the original goal of the Red Guide was to serve as a practical resource that would promote the adoption of car travel and encourage French motorists to drive more, ideally on a set of Michelin tires. So it included helpful information that drivers might require on their journey. So things like maps that highlighted mechanics and gas stations, and notably where to stop for accommodations or a meal along the way. And since 1900, the Red Guide, now Michelin Guide, has clearly evolved in so many ways, but our aim today is still rooted in that same fundamental desire to promote discovery and encourage adventure. And I'll go to the next. Thanks. Okay, so of course, the guide's restaurant selection is really what helped us to gain global recognition with the now iconic star rating system that was first introduced in the 1933 Red Guide. And today, Michelin has really become a legacy brand and a household name that's emblematic of excellence. And in the most recent chapter of the guide's evolution, we're now extending that same level of recognition and celebration that's been afforded to our restaurant selection to hotels as well. And a key component of the guide's evolution and expansion into the hotel space has been Tablet hotels. So I'll tell you a bit about the Tablet story and how Tablet and the Michelin Guide brand fit together. Okay, so Tablet Hotels was born in the year 2000 on the premise that the OTA landscape had become oversaturated with these massive and mediocre booking platforms that had seemingly endless options, but no curation, lots of pop-ups, ads, and these platforms actually made the process of travel planning feel pretty overwhelming and uninspiring. So Tablet came along with a goal to help our customers cut through the noise by only featuring the best of the best hotels from all over the world across styles and budgets. And for this reason, Tablet can proudly claim the title of being the original boutique hotel curator. And while the industry and OTA landscape has changed so much in the past couple of decades, Tablet's original goal is still alive and well in what we do today. We're supporting our users in their search to discover and book incredible hotels that they might not find on their own. So Tablet and Michelin Guide have always shared a similar mission and a passion for showcasing the very best in hospitality. And about 8 years ago, Tablet was acquired by Michelin. Since then, we've combined that passion and our shared curatorial expertise to present a single official hotel selection that is now fully aligned and bookable across both brands. So on Tablet, our users still find and can book our curated selection of hotels and only hotels. While on Michelin Guide, users can find and book that same hotel selection, and they additionally see hotel distinctions, like the key, and they find our hotel selection directly alongside our esteemed restaurant selection. And later on, Nikki's going to tell you how that's proving to be very valuable to our hotel partners. But the bottom line here is that regardless of how or where our users discover our hotel portfolio, our curation and our ability to provide trusted recommendations has always been and remains central to what we do. So with that in mind, I'll tell you a bit about our hotel evaluation and selection process. So every single hotel we recommend has been handpicked by a dedicated selection team comprised of individuals known as hotel inspectors. The inspectors are full-time Michelin employees. They're based all over the world. They're industry experts, and they work anonymously and independently from our business-facing teams to ensure total impartiality. And their curation decisions are made based on the criteria you see on this slide. So they evaluate hotels according to their excellence in interior design and architecture, as well as their individualism and personality, their consistency in providing high-quality service, comfort, and overall maintenance, the hotel's contribution to the local experience, and whether the hotel delivers an extraordinary experience for its price. The inspectors also give special consideration to hotels that provide high-quality culinary experiences, especially hotels with Michelin star restaurants or restaurants with star potential. And they pay close attention to hotels that demonstrate a strong commitment to environmental sustainability and supporting local communities. Let's take the next slide, please. Okay, so just to really emphasize the role of the selection criteria in our curation, those are the same criteria that our inspectors consider when evaluating hotels for potential Michelin Key recognition. The Key is Michelin Guide's annual distinction for hotels, and it's designed to be similar to the Michelin star for restaurants. The Key features a hierarchy of 1, 2, or 3 keys, and because it's awarded based on an evaluation of those same selection criteria, we're able to ensure consistency. so that our key selection truly represents an exceptional collection of hotels within what is already a highly selected portfolio. Hotel evaluations and the criteria are subjective. They're open-ended by design. So we don't use any checklists or algorithms, and this allows the inspectors to make decisions based on their overall impression of each hotel. And this approach is intended to capture a more natural and authentic guest experience. And we know that this is exactly what gives Michelin Guide's followers trust and confidence in our recommendations. After each evaluation, the inspector's feedback is kept confidential. So other than a final decision, no feedback is shared with our team. And for hotels that are accepted, the inspectors require not only a positive initial evaluation, but also the reevaluation of every hotel we feature on an ongoing basis to ensure that our selection in general and the Michelin Key recipients are continually validated and updated on an annual basis. And I'll skip to the next. Okay, so here you can see exactly where our hotel selection lives. As you know, each of your hotels has a listing and is bookable on both Michelin Guide and tablet branded websites and apps. If you haven't done so already, you should definitely take a moment after this webinar to download the Michelin Guide app and pull up your hotel's listing. This way you can see your hotel and your listing exactly the way that our users do. But all the property information that you provide to us, so things like your hotel's amenities and policies, your rates and availability, this data displays across our branded platforms in a similar way. And that's based upon what's been loaded in our extranet and what we're receiving from your channel manager. So when a user confirms a booking on our channel, we'll transmit the reservation and notify you in the same way, regardless of which platform it originated from. And you'll see the specific brand indicated on the booking notifications we send through email. So what this means for our partners is that you're benefiting from exposure through two distinct brands that are managed centrally through a single channel so that your hotel reaches a wider and more diverse audience. I'll go to the next. Okay. So on the topic of our audience, on tablet, we currently have over 500,000 active email subscribers, 4 million site visits per year, and a strong social media presence with 212,000 followers on Instagram, as well as 250,000 app installs. And I think that Instagram following is even higher today. And on the Michelin Guide side, go to the next slide. So our reach is vast, and this reflects our global notoriety on Michelin Guide. We can claim over 40 million website visits every year on Michelin Guide, and we have an impressive social media presence now with a combined following of over 4 million followers across multiple platforms, and so far about 2.5 million app installs. US-based users comprise the largest share of Tablet's audience, while Michelin Guide's audience is highly international. So in combination, we're able to reach that wide audience that has a high level of engagement across multiple platforms. So for a deeper dive into our audience and what makes our channel so unique, I'm going to turn it over to Nikki.
Thank you, Kat. And yes, I do need to update those social media numbers on that slide. Okay, so we talked a little bit about who we are, but we also want to speak on kind of what makes us different from other OTAs. So, of course, first and foremost, we are a curation, and that makes us stand out in one area, but we also have this unique element of a restaurant selection with the Michelin Guide, which is kind of what Kat was referring to before. So on Michelin Guide, with these two factions, with restaurants and hotels, we know that when users search for restaurants, which is the vast majority of people coming to the Michelin Guide website are searching for restaurants, we are able to expose them to hotels, to your hotels. And then vice versa, when users are searching for hotels or booking, they are exposed to restaurants as well. So we're able to kind of cross-sell in a way that is unique to us. Again, restaurants are searched with a super high frequency, and the restaurant selection generates a lot of traffic. So that's a lot of opportunity to expose these users to the hotel selection, capture new customers, and take bookings for you. And while hotels are searched at a slightly lower frequency, it's still, the hotel selection generates higher revenue and creates loyal customers who will come back, look for restaurants again and kind of feed back into this cycle of restaurant and hotel viewing. So these factions kind of both complement each other because when users are planning for trips, they are looking at hotels and restaurants, they are looking at these side by side, and it's nice to have them all both in one place. So really growing both the restaurant selection and the hotel selections visibility and revenue. Just a data point on that, we know from our own data that 49% of Michelin Guide website users that looked at a hotel page in Northern Europe also looked at a nearby restaurant in the same session. So it's about half of users looking in that area are also looking at restaurants. And then we'll talk a little bit more about our Plus program in a few minutes. But for Plus hotels that offer amenities with specific food and beverage centered amenities, they are booked 7% more than the location average, with some up to about 30% more than the location average. Another option that we introduced last year was a program where hotels were offering special packages for food and beverage that included meals at a Michelin starred or recommended restaurant. We started this program in Thailand last year, and during that pilot program, the hotels offering these promotions saw an increase of 40% increase in bookings during that time, or year over year during that time. So, again, it kind of feeds back to this idea that people are looking at both restaurants and hotels. And when we're able to draw them in with some of these amenities or special packages, it really helps expose them to hotels and then also book hotels as well. We also know that just generally generating more buzz and excitement for the Michelin Guide in general means that we see more hotel bookings. So we have these crossovers in destinations that are trending. Where we're seeing the largest amount of growth are generally areas where the Michelin Guide is introducing a restaurant selection, or where we have some kind of expansion of the restaurant guide. So like some of the most popular areas right now are the southern US states, Texas and Colorado. And Michelin has expanded in these areas in the last couple of years. So essentially, what we know is that the more Michelin grows its restaurant presence, the more our bookings grow. This is kind of what the idea was behind Michelin expanding into a hotel selection and also acquiring Tablet and Tablet's hotel selection. No other booking site has restaurants and hotels side by side, and so no one has access to capture these kinds of audiences that are looking for both. So another kind of unique aspect in our site is that we have an editorial site. We bring together our lifestyle component where we highlight the best of hospitality for both hotels and restaurants. We have an in-house editorial team who they are the same ones who write your hotel descriptions as well. Excuse me. And we often do features on specific hotels, hotel groups, or destinations. This is another way we can capture users who are interested in hospitality, interested in gastronomy, and keep them engaged as loyal hotel clients, and also provide more visibility to our partner hotels. Excuse me, both coughing today. So speaking of our clients, we want to tell you a little bit more about them. So we like to say that we are not your typical OTA, and our clients are definitely not your typical hotel guest. So our clients are affluent and well-traveled. They generally book higher ADRs, higher room categories. They are very engaged. They want more than just a bed to sleep in. They care where they stay. It's an integral part of their travel experience, and they really want to be wowed. The largest number of our users are in the US. This is kind of across the board for both Tablet and Michelin, but you can kind of see the number of accounts that we have Plus members. And then we also have a consortia faction of pro agents who book for their clients. The top cities in the world account for about a quarter of all of our traffic. So much of it is coming from New York, Los Angeles, London, San Francisco, and Paris. Our audience tends to skew a little bit younger, highly educated, high net worth, high household income. Again, they are very engaged with our brands. They are creative, they're curious, they are, care about gastronomy and eating at Michelin-starred restaurants, and they really look to center their travel experiences with food and restaurants, or with restaurants and hotels. So we're always saying that our users are really special. They care about where they stay. They'll pay more for an incredible experience. And if they have that amazing experience, they will let everyone know. They will tell their friends, and they will evangelize their experience as well. So now that we have talked a little bit about who our clients are, we're going to talk about you and how you can work with us. So Kat is going to begin the next section on how you can optimize your listing and convert as many bookings as possible.
Thank you, Nikki. All right, we'll go right into it. I'll take the next slide. Okay, so when we talk about what hoteliers can do to drive conversion rate, there are three fundamental pillars that we see having the biggest impact here. And the first is competitive pricing. So maintaining parity with other channels. We know that that's essential, and we know that this is true regardless of the client's budget. No one wants to pay a premium for exactly the same product when a better price is available. And this is the case even for affluent travelers who book a high ADR. Our clients are savvy and they're conscious of value. And so many of them are loyal, longtime clients who really do prefer to book with us. They value our access to member benefits, so especially Plus members, and they love our customer service. But we know that even our loyalists are taking a moment to compare rates before they hit confirm. And if they find a lower rate with the same inclusions offered elsewhere, it's not uncommon for our clients to reach out to us to request a rate match so that they can book with us over another channel. So with that in mind, we offer many avenues to keep rates in parity, to keep your pricing competitive, things like gated members-only rates, to more targeted sales that come with additional marketing. And that next pillar, driving our conversion rate, is participation in the Plus program. We really feel that it's our job to make our clients feel special and to address their needs. And one of the most powerful ways that we can do this is by guaranteeing special benefits and privileges to our most loyal users through Plus. And the third pillar here is our ability to fulfill on our promise of delivering incredible hotel experiences. We know that we attract our users with our curation, but we retain their trust and we build loyalty by delivering on our recommendations. And then our users validate that through their feedback. So before booking, our clients want to know that previous guests were satisfied with their stay, and we want to ensure that our users return to book with us and at your hotel again and again. So creating an exceptional guest experience from booking to checkout all the way to post-stay feedback is really key. To the next slide. Okay, so now we'll dive a little deeper into that first pillar, competitive pricing. We have a variety of promotional rate plans that you can take advantage of. So first, our public sales. These are offers that are available to every visitor on the site. And because of that, they'll reach the largest audience. So typically, public sales are going to be set up as flash sales or limited time offers, and they're more likely to be featured in our newsletters and marketing campaigns. So definitely keep that in mind if you're seeking additional visibility. Next are member rates. These are a great option if you'd like to create a private or opaque offer. And this is a popular option for deeper discounts, or if you prefer to have a long-standing offer targeting members only, because these rates won't be visible on MetaSearch. And the Plus member rates, these are very similar to member rates. And the difference here is that these offers are only available to our paying Plus members. So there's an added layer of privacy that targets our most valuable clients. And for hotels that are already offering a member rate, a Plus member rate would typically feature an additional 5 to 10% discount because Plus members will already have access to that member rate. And one more that's not pictured on this slide, I'll just mention mobile-only rates. So you have the option to create a mobile-only rate that is only visible while browsing on mobile devices and our apps. And at the moment, 65% of Michelin Guide site traffic is mobile. So this is another great way to target high-intent users and increase conversion. Okay. So if you're interested in securing guaranteed additional visibility in marketing, the best way to do this is by creating a short-term offer that is exclusive to our channels. We have an ongoing exclusive sale campaign that provides free marketing exposure, things like inclusion in our newsletter, social media, as well as the potential for additional highlighting directly on the Michelin Guide and Tablet homepages. And our exclusive sale is something we really recommend considering, especially for new hotels in our selection, because many of our clients may be seeing your hotel for the first time. So it's a good opportunity to gain visibility and earn more bookings there. And any of our promotional rate types are going to see an even stronger conversion if you're also participating in Plus. So now Nikki will walk you through the program.
Thanks, Kat. So another great suggestion to enhance your conversion rate and get more bookings is by joining our Plus program. So you're probably already familiar with Plus. You probably heard about it during the onboarding process, but if not, or if you didn't have a chance to look at it, I'll just briefly walk you through it a little bit. It is our program where participating hotels offer VIP amenities to our paying members. And in exchange, you receive expanded marketing opportunities and priority ranking in search results. So we know that there are many, many options of places for people to book and stay. And Plus is a really great way to kind of get more than just one-off bookings and guests. So it allows you to get access to our loyal users who will be booking again and again. We'll talk about that more in a minute. And it's a good way to kind of be just a part of a program that's a little bit different than other loyalty programs in the industry. Again, participating in the program means offering VIP level perks to our paying members. And these perks can be tailored based on what your property can offer. By joining Plus, your hotel will receive several marketing tools. As I said, priority ranking, a Plus icon to differentiate you from non-Plus properties, guaranteed features in our magazine and newsletter and on our social media, and also VIP account support for your teams. We're very well aware, as I said, that the industry landscape is saturated with loyalty programs. It's much more cost effective to invest in retaining guests, especially for some of our partners who may not have the marketing money to compete with major OTAs or major hotel groups. It's a good investment to try to get loyalty and get return guests. But one of the great things about Plus is that it's not about a templated one-size-fits-all model. It really is this collective of incredible hotels that have been selected to be part of our site and are offering really amazing benefits to our members. We can be flexible. We can work with you, as I said, to offer really cool amenities. And this program really allows you to be part of something, part of a collective. And this slide is also outdated because we had recently hit about 1,500 plus hotels, but we are now up to 1,800 plus hotels. So it's incredible collective. You can see on this slide some examples of properties that are in Plus. And it's just a nice program to be a part of. In addition to all of those benefits, you also get prime access to our Plus members who are really the ideal guest. So these are the ones who are willing to spend even more money on higher room categories, on shopping, F&B, and wellness. And they are super loyal as well. Plus members are typically in the top 1% of income earners, frequent travelers. They travel 8 times more than the average US adult. We currently have around 30,000 plus members, and they pay a membership fee of $99 per year. The majority of Plus members, as I said, book premium room categories, and ADR from Plus members is 13% higher than our non-Plus users, which means, again, that they will spend more money overall. 68% of bookings by Plus members are for Plus hotels. So I think that's a really striking piece of data that shows that our Plus members really do, no matter where they're traveling, they are seeking out the Plus hotels that are offering them benefits. And our Plus members are loyal as well. So when they find a place that they love, they want to go back. So over the past 3 years, 20% of Plus members rebooked at the same hotels, and 74% repeatedly booked Plus hotels. 85% of our Plus members renew after their first year, so it's a pretty amazing retention rate. And over half of our members have been around for more than 3 years. So these are loyal users who are coming back again and again to find hotels and to book with us. And being in Plus means that you're getting in front of these loyal users. This is kind of a fun slide where we have just a member profile of a Plus member who signed up through the Michelin Guide. You can see they have made many bookings over the last 12 months. And one thing I like to point out on this slide is that this user actually has almost 200 restaurants that they have favorited, which means they are kind of a good example of those crossover users who are booking a lot through Michelin Guide, but also really interested in restaurants as well. And they're very engaged with the restaurant selection as well. And just to kind of point out, just overall in general, annual spend for Plus members can range from anywhere from $4,000 to up to $100,000 per year. And Plus members have an average booking value of $1,200. Obviously, this person is on the higher end of that, but this is just kind of one example of our Plus users and kind of what their patterns are like and their booking behavior as well. So moving on from Plus, I want to talk a little bit about this final pillar of optimizing your conversion rate, which we call kind of the guest experience from booking and beyond. So we know that optimizing your conversion, optimizing your listing is really centers around an incredible hotel experience. And that really includes the booking experience from finding your hotel to booking and everything that happens after that during the stay and after. So for the booking experience, we want to make sure that we have updated content, photos, amenities, and policies. We want to make sure that everything that we are showing our users is accurate and on par with what they will receive when they're guests at your hotel. This is, of course, to ensure that they have a great stay and that everything lines up in line with their expectations, but also we want to make sure they leave a good review for you. So our users, of course, rely on us for our trusted recommendations, but they also look to peer reviews from like-minded users when making a decision about where to book. So the better your reviews, the higher your feedback score, the more likely you are to take bookings. A little note on that feedback score. So after a guest stay is completed, someone books through us and completes their stay, we send them an email to request their feedback. Once your hotel has 3 or more reviews that have been published, your hotel will get a score out of 20. Again, this is an important part of the whole booking experience, as we know that our users really trust their peer reviews and they look at these scores when determining where they end up staying. On another note, we have a remarkable, diverse, well-traveled team of travel specialists, our customer service team. They support our clients before, during, and after their reservations. They maintain relationships with our users. They help recommend hotels and restaurants. They help them plan trips. They troubleshoot any challenges they may have coming up during booking or during their stay. We also have travel specialists dedicated to booking group reservations. So if that's something you're interested in looking into, you can always reach out to us with info about groups. Our customer service team, I bring them up because they tend to reach out to hotels before they publish negative reviews. So a tip here is to be on the lookout for any communication on that front. If there's anything that needs to be troubleshooted, any misunderstandings that might come up, they are always aiming to get those resolved and make it right for our users before we put up a negative review on your page. We all know bad things can happen, things can go wrong, and really our motto is it's not about exactly what happens, but if you're able to fix it and make it right for the client, everyone benefits. I know we've said this before, but we also definitely encourage that you regularly check on your hotel's listing just to make sure you're aware of your reviews. Again, as I mentioned before, to make sure all of your content and amenities and all of that are updated and accurate so that we know we're portraying the best possible, most accurate description of your hotel. Sounds simple, feels like it should go without saying, but it does really matter. So just to wrap up this section, I wanted to kind of boil down all of this information that we just talked about into a few main points. So these are sort of the pillars of optimizing your conversion, plus all of the unique aspects of our brand and business is kind of all the secret sauce that helps us maintain successful partnerships. It keeps our clients coming back and it brings you more bookings. So our Plus program, competitive pricing and sale campaigns, our curation, service, and the entire user experience. These are kind of all of the ingredients that go into helping your hotel succeed in our partnership. And we say this a lot also, but how you work with us and how you join with us to achieve success, it really matters how much you put into it as well. So the more communicative you are, the more, we're in conversation about our partnership, the more successful you will be on our sites. So wrapping up, I know this has been a lot of information. Kat is going to give you more info about kind of what we have coming up on the horizon and just wrap up this conversation.
Thanks, Nikki. Okay, so just a couple upcoming opportunities I'll highlight, as well as some recent news. Did we lose the slide? There we go. Okay.
There we
go. So we touched on our exclusive sales campaign, and our next sales will kick off on Monday, so June 22nd. And we'll post a link in the chat that you can use to view our full sale calendar and sign up for any of the future dates. We have sales starting every 2 weeks, and you can customize an offer directly through the form that we'll link for you. Our exclusive sales require a channel exclusive deal, bookable for a 2-week window. And again, the hotels that participate are guaranteed additional marketing. So if you're looking for additional exposure or to target any need periods, this is a good way to do both. In addition to our open exclusive sales, which are available to hotels in all destinations, we regularly feature destination-focused exclusive sales. And also starting on Monday, we'll be promoting a campaign highlighting exclusive offers at hotels in the Balkans, followed by a London sale starting July 6th, Spain on July 3rd, and Puglia on August 17th. We have additional destination sales that are scheduled throughout the rest of the year. And again, our open sale, which is open to all destinations, runs every 2 weeks. So no matter where your hotel is located, we'd love for you all to join at least one of our upcoming campaigns. And the last thing I'll mention here, just a brief update on a new tablet branded product we launched now about 2 months ago, I think, called Tablet Trips. And what these are highly curated, expert-led small group journeys through a select destination or region. And each trip incorporates stays at multiple incredible hotels from our selection. In the first edition of our program, we're featuring 5 destinations: Puglia, Provence, Patagonia, Japan, and Morocco. And throughout each trip, the small group meets with artisans and local insiders to learn about the culture, with a strong emphasis on architecture, design, craft, and cuisine. The hotels hosting our tablet trips were hand-selected for their unique ability to tell the story of each destination. So this is a unique opportunity for travelers who are seeking a culturally immersive experience, but they're also really interested in staying at some fabulous hotels. We've just opened availability for the first trips, which will take place in October of this year and in spring of next year. And additional destinations may be considered for future editions of the program. So if you'd like to learn more about any of these trips as a potential host or traveler, I will drop a link in the chat with more information there. Go to that next slide. Okay. So thank you for sticking with us to the very end, everyone. We put together this simple checklist just to recap some of our suggestions and action items to really make the most of the partnership. Feel free to take a screenshot. We hope you'll all take a moment today to make sure your rates are in parity, to sign up for one of our exclusive sales using the link in the chat, and that you'll consider enrolling in Plus if you're not already participating. For more tailored recommendations, or if you have questions that are specific to your property, you can always reach out to your business development manager. If you're not sure who that is, you can reach out to hotel-partnerships@tabletHotels.com. We'll put that in the chat as well. But with that, we've reached the end. There you go. So we'll go ahead and open up the floor to everyone here. We'll take a look at the chat, see if there are any questions. Feel free to add some questions in the chat if you have any.
Adding the sale participation request form,
Perfect.
and
I'll add the tablet trips and our
Thank
email
you.
address in there too.
See if there are any questions. Looks like someone's typing.
And if you think of any questions after the call, please reach out.
Yes. One question that I know that we've been getting a lot recently is how commissions are, sort of how payment is handled and how commissions are paid out. So generally with most bookings, we pass along the guest credit card information, and you would charge the guest at checkout, check-in, check-out, whenever, and then we invoice you for commissions after the stay. So that is generally how it works. And thank you, Kat, for adding that info. So for Tony had asked for image and content updates. Okay, so yes, Kat just added the email address. So generally you can send any updates that you might need to that email. You can always copy your business development manager or our general email address if you don't know that person. And just send along any updates. We will make them on our end. There are some updates that you can make yourself in the tablet extranet. And like things like amenities, policies, room information, things like that, you can change. For photos and descriptions that are written by our editorial team, those are changes that we need to make. So if you can just specify whatever needs to be updated, we can kind of guide you along and let you know how that can be updated. Okay, well,
Thank you,
easy
everyone.
peasy. No other questions. Like Kat said, if you think of any other questions after the call, please feel free to email us. Reach out to your business development manager. We're happy to answer any questions you might have. If you want to join a sale, you can click on that link that I added above, or you can, again, reach out. We're happy to add you in manually as well. And yes, we will send along the slides for this webinar, and then also we will have a recording hosted on the Hay Summit site where you were registered. So if you do want to share this with any of your team members, you can feel free to do so. All right. Thanks again, everyone. Thank you,
Thanks so
Kat.
much. Thank
Have
you
a great
all.
day.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.